Okay, so I was attempting to create this video on my phone. However, it the video stopped and it ran out of space. So what I was stating is that, oh goodness, way over here. Okay, what I was stating is that I'm going to have a process done to this tomorrow. So the process, it needs and requires for the paper to be flatter than it was. And so if you can see, let me turn it this way, especially at the bottom right now, because I already did most of the top, is that it's actually not flat or straight. I don't know if you guys can see that very well with how the camera is picking that up. Okay, so you can see it right here. It's like real wrinkled. So, um, what I'm going to do and what I have been doing is you need a flat surface. This is metal, okay? And so you can iron paper dry. However, I've already wet this paper with a washcloth, okay? And so it's still wet, especially this white paper. And how I did that is I wet a washcloth and then put it on top of this paper, ironed it, which made a steam, and the steam actually re-wet the paper. And it's kind of like if you've ever ironed a pair of jeans and you spritzed it with some kind of water or starch to re-wet it, which it when you wet the fabric or paper, it's kind of like a reset, right, of that. So it drops as soon as you wet it. It kind of drops the wrinkles. It loosens the wrinkles, and it makes it easier for you to actually iron them out versus if it were dry. So you're gonna get it straighter if it's actually re-moistened. Okay, so you can see that this is super flat now. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys with the rag on it, because this part, it has not been re-moistened from this portion down. So we're just going to put the rag on there. Okay, and it's going to sound like it's sizzling or whatever. Okay, so you can see how the steam is created, and that steam is getting pushed into the paper. I've done this before. Over here. Now you don't want to get it to where it's like drenched, but you want it wet enough that, you know, it's going to help to drop those wrinkles out. And like, what's the process that you're going to have done that you need it to be so flat and straight? Mind your business. Just mind your business. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. So I'm gonna be having this laminated, and when you have something laminated, it can't like have too much. Oh, okay. So this thing, I'm gonna start it over. So I got it on the highest setting, and you just click this little thing, this little button. Okay, that's off, but you click it to its setting. It's really cute. It's really super small. I got this when I was getting ready to do the Indigenous Indigenous Royal Painting with the Elders class, and I utilized this to iron on all of the rhinestone butterflies and crowns onto the, oh, it's not ready yet. So it turns green once it's ready. I'll let you guys see. Anyways, I got this, see, I don't know if you guys can see that. Turns green when it's ready to go. Ready to go. Anyways, when I was getting ready for that class, I made prize bags for um, the tables, and they chose one winner from each table. Well, everybody in the actual class went around and they made their choice, and we tallied them up for each table. And whoever that individual was, they actually won the prize bag, aka gift bag, that I had basically gotten like one of those cloth uh, bags that you can get at the craft store, and I wrote on there the name of the class with fabric markers, and then I used this little iron to iron on the rhinestone butterflies and crowns that I actually had put on my apron as well. It was so cute because a lot of people, when they saw my apron, they were like, "Oh, I want your apron," because their aprons didn't have them. But you know, that's something that I probably could add, but I'm not sure how, you know, all the men would feel about wearing that if they were in the class. But either way, it was really cute. And that they liked that style and what I had created for mine. It was really cool to give them the same thing on a bag that they could carry around. And I filled it with like little cute things, organic healthy snacks, and you know, things that they could continue their, you know, painting with. So paintbrushes were in the bag. They had like little, um, they had little palettes for their paint. You know, so it was cool. But you can see how it's flattening out, and this, oh shit, too much. Okay, hold on. This, right when I said it's flattening out, the piece wants to get all crazy with me. Okay, so you don't want to do that. I don't, I think the, hold on, let me fix this with both hands. So this piece was already kind of like barely hanging on, but so if it's glued, you also want to take into consideration that you're um, re-wetting the glue. I forgot that that piece wasn't. Good God, I'm gonna have to re-glue this. I'm thinking, but you want to take in consideration that you are re-wetting glue, and so you want to be careful a little bit more careful than me, obviously. No, but this piece was already kind of ripped before I started this. And when I glued it, I kind of just tried to like match it up so that it looked like it was still together. But if I glue that back, it really actually doesn't matter if I glue it back at this point, because once it gets laminated, that will adhere it all. Okay, and so we're just gonna continue this white part right here, and that's it. That's it. That's how you iron paper. It's best if it's wrinkled that you wet it, just like a pair of pants. You know, and I'll probably do the back side just a little bit, because it seems like there's a couple pieces, or a couple areas rather, that aren't really getting uh, dry per se. Dang, it's not really getting dry for me doing it from this side, and it will just help it to. I do want it right there, so I don't want it to set in a wrong place, because once it really like uh, that glue dries back, it's gonna be set right there. Okay. So those edges are definitely flat. I don't think that they, like, when I said that I was gonna iron this paper, I don't think the employees really thought I was actually gonna iron it. I don't know, but they're gonna be like, "Whoa!" Tomorrow they're gonna see a huge difference in. Oh, they're gonna see a huge difference in this paper. And be like, "Wow, that shit is flat. It's really flat." Now, another key thing that you want to also be careful with is that you don't just leave it just sitting in one spot for too long, right? So you burn a hole in your paper. I mean, it's just like you don't want to leave it sitting in one spot if you're actually ironing, a garment, clothing, or whatever. No, you don't want to do that either. Man, when I would iron clothes all the time, you know what? Like, I would iron other people's clothes, like my alleged siblings or whoever, some of my homies or clothes and stuff. My grandmother, my alleged grandmother, I would iron. She would have like ironing board full of freaking clothes, and she'd be like, "Can you iron all this? I need you." It was more. It wasn't like, "Can you?" She would be like, "I need you to iron those clothes in there." And it wasn't more of like, "Will you?" It's like basically, "Go do it." you know. But she would iron a lot too. I'm not saying she was asking something that she wouldn't do herself, but she was actually really good at ironing, and so was I. I don't think she would just ask anybody. Not as the type of woman that she is, she ain't asking somebody that don't know how to iron her clothes. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because she wanted her clothes, right. Yeah, so, she want the crease. You don't want no double crease. So, yeah, I'm not actually, concerned about the back of this. But now that I'm thinking about it, might want to write on the back of this what the significance of this actual piece is, because it actually has a story to it. And I guess I could tell you guys, since you guys are here already, and it pretty much goes with the piece, it is about the piece, right? So while I was false imprisoned, I didn't actually have like too much, um, they on, you know, the if you don't have commissary and you um, get the indigent packets or uh, yeah, little Ziplocs or whatever, you're only getting like 2 sheets of paper per week or something like that. And so it's not a lot. And so I would figure out ways to make sure that I had more paper, so to speak, or things to write on or whatever. And so I would get extra, like, little sheets of, um, I call them Indigenous requirement forms, but they were called for other people inmate request forms. And I would always change the wording, but I would utilize those sometimes to make like other things like monthly calendars, or I would utilize it. Look at this, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it was real wrinkled. Like I'm talking about, look like, crumbled or whatever, but now it's like, now this is not going to be able to come out because it's actually, I mean, it was so crumpled in this area that I couldn't even get it flat with the glue when it was wet like that. So this portion it's flat, but it's still almost like a textured, so to speak. It's flat, like what's that? It's like, oh God, there's a certain texture, and if you don't flatten it out, it's like the bubbly old school stuff that they used to have in homes or whatever, but they started trying to make it look different. And so that bubbly surface, they would flatten it out with like a oh God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's too late, Uh, my brain is ready to like call it a night. But anyway, it's not a spatula. What is it called? Anyway, they use it in construction and especially painting and doing textured walls, but it's like it's a flat rectangular piece with the handle on it, and then once they would make that texture, they would go back and they would like, um, scrape that piece along the wall and it would flatten it out. So this is kind of like that. It is extruded slightly, but it's flattened out by the iron. So it's not like that bubbly, it's not like that bubbly asbestos texture that you would have on a ceiling, or the asbestos kind of like look of that bubbled ceiling. They used to do that to the walls. I don't think it was asbestos though. I think it was something else, but it was definitely. Oh, you know what? Some of them might have been. Come to think of it. Anyways, the point is that I'm gonna finish telling you guys a story about what this was. So, this actually is just a brown paper sack that I ripped, and you can see the top of the sack is right here. Okay, and so I just opened it up and used it lengthwise as so the bag would fold like and like that. These are the edges, and then this is the bottom. Sometimes I would just cut the actual bottom part off and then like roll this out like a sheet of paper. So, anyways, I utilize those bags to do the the books that I wrote in there, and I bound those up into books. And then I would make like posters. I made like list for what people could order from me via like cards or envelopes or with artwork on it, and they would get custom ordered artwork or whatever. And so like I had this my order sheet was like this long, and it had all the different types of things like that they could, you know, get like or that I could draw for them, and like the various different it man, do I still have that? I wonder if I still have that somewhere. Anyways, it was I hope I do, man, because that was actually a cool little list. Um Anyway, so like this one specifically, I made this while I was false imprisoned, and I put it on my mirror for a couple of reasons. One, because in feng shui, you are actually not supposed to sleep with mirrors, because they could be used and utilized by witches or warlocks or nefarious, entities or whatever as portals. Okay, so you're always supposed to, in feng shui, cover them up. Okay, as wherever you sleep. Okay, so there's other ways that I guess they say that you could actually close them, by doing sigils on the back or whatever. However, my thing is that they should just be covered. Another thing that should also be covered is like the your TV has like that same kind of mirror effect to it, and so does your phones. And so those things, like some people's like you know TV stands or armoires that they put their TVs in, or whatever. Some of them have cabinets where they close so the TV is not open and exposed like that. So if it did have a camera that somebody could tap into as well, they they wouldn't be able to like see anything. Okay, but also utilize that mirror effect to be utilized as like a regular mirror, and using that as a portal as well to do certain things. Okay, so those, anyways, the this actually, I at the top it had more paper to it, but the thing is that I actually had the top portion folded over a little bit, like it was creased, and at that crease, not right here, it was higher than this. That part ripped off, but um, it was creased, and I actually was using like toothpaste, like a glue in there, and I had used the toothpaste to kind of adhere this to the top of the mirror. Now, if I wanted to look in the mirror, I could just roll it up, and then, or hold it up, and I could, you know, utilize the mirror like that, you know, depending on what I was using it for. Uh, but for the most part, I kept the mirror covered up with this. Now that does two things. One, it blocks the mirror from any of that nefarious stuff, especially while you're asleep, or while you're awake. And then the other thing is that, you know, it's kind of like, almost like behind it, it's projecting kind of like this, with the mirror behind this image, it's kind of like projecting this image outwards, if you will. So it's pushing that out into the environment, so to speak. And so if you don't know what this actually is uh, representing or presenting here, we have the balance and the feather, the heart, right? And so this is the scales of Ma'at, and your heart being as light as a feather over the waters that is, you know, consisting of, or that bring forth life, right? In all ways, in all aspects of life, right? You know, the mother, the father, as in, okay, so the womb, the phallus, and the two offspring, right, as they say. And then, so just see how it flows to the Kepper, which is the dung beetle that actually basically alchemizes shit into new life. Okay, so the dung beetle, aka Kepper, takes the animal's feces and rolls it into balls that they put their own offspring in, or their eggs in, to hatch. But before, um, you know, they hatch or whatever, they take this ball of shit with their eggs, and they dig into the earth, and they put that ball of shit with their with their offspring in it, right? Deep into the soil. Well, and then, you know, their offspring emerge from that. So what that does is, it's a natural way of, one, fertilizing the ground. Two, it is also a way to bring light and allow water irrigation to get deeper into the soil, and light photons to go deeper into the earth, or into those areas of the ground. Okay, so it the Kepper dung beetle is doing multiple things naturally and organically for, like, crops to grow more healthily and a lot more nutritiously, just by them, you know, processing, or going through the process of their actual normal organic everyday life. Okay, and so they also, by just their anatomy, are broken up just like the hemispheres of the brain, right? And then this is representation of their, it's a representation of the sun in the sky, but also the hidden self, and also it is considered uh, their life or their children. Um, oh, okay, it just heated back up. Let me turn this off because I've finished with it. Okay. The iron had turned back to green, ready to go. So, anyways, this can also represent the uh, dung ball filled with their offspring eggs, um, as well. Okay, and then the wings, can represent that the mind is free and it is enlightened and um, looked at as it is a mind enlightened. Okay. And then I put the infinity sign, and then we have the 369 pyramid, as well as free, 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 free at last. So free, 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 free at last. So this was a visual, kind of like, I guess you could say, sigil or visual affirmation to be free, to be free from false imprisonment. Okay, and for justice to prevail, which it did, because I actually beat that case. 13 fraudulent charges and $1.2 million bail. Okay. And so I would like to thank my ancestors, my spirit team, the gods of my holy, righteous, and pure ancestors, as well as, my good and girls. Okay, all my ancestors that only want the best for me. I want to give them thanks for working on my behalf to get me to this point, and to have kept me alive. I show them much gratitude and love. And I know they show me love too, because I've been breaking generational curses and slaying demons like nobody's business. And anyways, so that is, more of what this piece is about. And so I'm going to have it laminated tomorrow, and I needed it to, I'm just going to preserve it because, it's just a paper bag with some sketches on it, like, with a pen. And I didn't look at that infinity. It's scribbled, but it's not about like, how perfect it is. It's about what it did, okay, and how it assisted me with manifesting not only being free, uh, also justice, and the positive affirmation that it continually reminded me day after day, minute and second after second, and how it kept me positively motivated. So, anyways, I think I should make I should have this scanned too, and if I have it scanned, I'll add it to my artist website so that I can make it available to you guys if you guys want to utilize it as well, because I feel like it make creating this was very powerful for me. Okay? To me it was, and I still like looking at it. It just gives me good vibes. I'm being 1,000. Gives me good vibes. Like you you got justice over life, over the life and the life infinitely. It's not like some perfect masterpiece per se, but it is a masterpiece in itself, even though it's just like roughly sketched out. No, it's it's powerful because of what it means and what it has done in my life. And I didn't go back in and like, change nothing. Like, this is the original, and I thought about like trying to make it better, but I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna leave it like it is. This is the original, unaltered. It's like the sketches of, Da Vinci or something. Like, get off me. Like the sketches of Talisa you know so anyways, I'm in this video. Hope this was informative, not only with something practical that you can actually use to do some kind of project with, but also with regards to maybe making your own like positive you know comedic, or as people misnomer, hieroglyphic affirmation. Don't be trying to like write out and copy my stuff, because this is intellectual property, baby. And you know uh I'll 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 have the wolves, and my ancestors meet you in the astral planes, messing with my creative expressions, or attempting to steal my intellectual property. I already shut down portals and trapped people that were timeline jumping and stuff like that, so that they could be caught up in um, the timeline that we trapped them in. So, anyways, the point is that that's a no go, and if you think you're gonna do it, I'm forewarning you, don't do it, because my ancestors will be on that ass like white on rice, motherfucker. Have you ever heard that? If you haven't, that's an old school saying, because the white is all through the rice. Okay, so yeah, old people used to say that, like white on rice. Okay. So, anyways, I'm going to end it with that. If you would like to give back and show reciprocity for, the information, beautiful information that I've actually shared with you guys, right? Because, it's supposed to go both ways, right? With energy exchange. And so I'm putting all this beautiful information out, and I would definitely appreciate the energy that I have put out in love and light, and to share information, love, and wisdom with you guys, for you to reciprocate with an even energy exchange by way of likes, shares, and subscribes. And if you would like to give love offerings, you can obviously find my Cash App information in the description, or you can support this channel, myself, and my children, because I love my babies, and I'm oh, listen, did you guys hear the confirmation with the car horns? It was like yeah, I love my babies, and so I need to, stack up some stuff for them for when they are coming back, because I am manifesting my sons back. I am attracting everything that is mine back to me. Okay, confirmation with the horn again. Guys, confirmations on confirmations. Okay, so you can also support the channel, myself and my sons being brought back together, by getting, obviously, the fine art on either canvas or on different merch. You can also get educational tools that you can use in unschooling, homeschooling, Montessori, pretty much any. If you're a teacher at a public school, you could utilize these tools that I have, okay? And what I found out is there are actual daycares, nurseries, uh, as well as actual schools that are already utilizing some of my stuff, as well as watching my YouTube channel in their classrooms, right? I'm so excited about that. Numerous children and teachers have stated that they have either seen or are using, the children have come up to me and said that they've seen my YouTube channel at school, and then teachers have stated that they're actually utilizing my YouTube channel in their classroom. So I did have a special request from one of them for more Pete the Cat, so that will be coming up shortly. I just made a huge list of all the different Pete the Cats, and so I got a mother approve them, and I gotta see which ones are gonna make the cut. So you guys stay tuned for that. And so let's see. I said my fine art, the merch, educational. Oh, my activity ebook. Duh. Duh. So, the activity ebook option one, $21 is available now. And the other two are still in the process of, being created. I was almost finished with option two and realized that 40 videos that I had already recorded for option two, that's a lot of videos recorded, okay? Think about it. 40 videos. Let that sink in and simmer and swish around in your brain just a little bit. 40 videos I did for option two, and I was almost finished completing all of them. And because I had gotten a new laptop, guess what? For some reason, the microphone wasn't on. I've never gotten in a laptop that you had to turn the microphone on after purchasing it. Like, it was already on. So as soon as you turned the computer on, it was ready to go. So that was crazy. So none of those 40 videos actually had sound. So then I painstakingly attempted to do voiceovers over my own videos, and that's hard. That's as hard as it looks, okay? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Yeah. I give props to the voiceovers that actually do voiceovers over videos that actually have mouth movements of other people or whatever, or even themselves, because that ish is not as easy as it looks. My shit was looking like a Chinese, movie where the mouth is not actually lined up with the words at all, and it looks like they're speaking a whole different language. That's about how it looked, like one of the martial art movies, them old school martial art movies. So anyway, I'm not gonna run it up. Woo, 43:33 when I looked at the time stamp. Wow. Okay. So anyways, I'm not going to run it up like they say. I'm in this video right here. I hope this helps some people. And if it did, yeah, show me some love, man. I'm homeless, houseless out here making these beautiful, amazing videos for you guys. Like, y'all can't even give a sister a like. That's scandalous. That's beyond that's beyond haterism. Like, that's just wrong. Like, even a hater should be able to do that. Like, anyways, I'm out. Peace.